Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadren Aquatics. I know you're wondering, Jason, where are you at? Why is it dark? Well, first of all, before we get into that, it's coming up quick. Aquashella, Orlando, June 12th-ish, I think is when it is, Saturday and Sunday. You guys want to be sure, if you're anywhere near there, to show up. I will be there at the YouTube booth. If you guys are around that area, be sure and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear who's going to be there, and I would love to meet each one of you guys in person. But tonight, for the first time, we are heading out to the airport to pick up fish. Never once have I ever actually ordered fish that came in from the airport. Now they're not coming from another country. These are actually coming from Florida. They're import fish from South America, but they went from South America to Florida, and now they're coming here. So they get in late tonight, so we're gonna head on up to the airport. I'm really excited about this because I've never done this before. You can probably see I'm excited. So I'm gonna kind of walk you guys through the whole process so you can see what's going on, what's involved in wholesaling fish like this. So here we are at the airport. I know it's kind of dark. You can see up here we're at Southwest Airlines Cargo. So we're about to walk in there and check out our box, get it back here to the car, and then I don't know if I'm gonna break it open yet or I'm gonna wait until I actually get home. I don't want to spook the fish early before I can get them out. So let's go ahead and let's head in there and see about our box. All right, so here we go. We've got our box. The box looks good. I don't see anything wet. I don't see any possible problems with it. So we'll go ahead and we'll take the sucker and we'll take it home. And I know people are going, oh my gosh, you're showing your address. Well, that's my address at work, so that's on the website, so you can see what that address is. You're welcome to come by and see me. All right, so let's take these things home. We'll be home in 40 minutes and see what we got. All right, so we made it back from the airport. We've got our box. I gotta admit to you guys, I'm pretty giddy about this. This is my first time ever ordering fish and having them shipped on an airplane. And so it went way smoother than I thought it did. But, you know, granted, I haven't opened the box yet. Everything could be dead in there for all I know. That's not even funny, Jason. Don't even say that. And so let me kind of explain to you a little bit about this. And so first of all, this is a wholesale place, and they only sell to fish stores. And so when I place the order, I'm basically just trying to get my feet wet. I don't even know exactly what the heck I'm doing, so I'm just trying to figure it out. So I decided to only order one box. Well, the way that it works is when you order one box, that one box is considered to have one bag in it. So when you order the fish, if you want, you can order one whole bag of one type of fish. For instance, like one of the things that I got on here are red phantom tetras. The red phantom tetras, if you order one bag of them, that's 500 fish. Well, 500 fish seems like a little bit too much for me. I figured I'm never selling 500 fish. So, but what you can do is instead you can get half bags of fish or quarter bags of fish. So I thought, okay, let's pick out 4 different fish. Let's get a quarter bag of each fish. That way I can get a full box. So that's what I did. So you can see on there, I've got some yellow bumblebee cats, I've got the red phantom tetras, I've got the Apistogramma sunsets, which I've never seen before, and the Corridors Malini. So I got a quarter bag of each one of those, depending on the size of the fish determines what it is. These are 60, 125, 30, and 25. And so I placed the order. Well, I didn't realize it, but he actually has a minimum order of 5 boxes. Which I don't mind, but the problem is I'm just trying to figure this out, so I don't really want to go five boxes deep on my very first buy. So he was very kind to go ahead and ship me this box out this time, but from now on I have to order 5 boxes at a time. So I was very, very thankful, so that now that I know what I'm doing, I feel a whole lot more comfortable ordering 5 boxes, because again, it was super, super easy. The airport that I pick them up at is only 45 minutes from my house. He ships them on Saturday, so that means I pick them up on Saturday night, which I don't have to worry about trying to take off work to do, so it's very, very easy. So let's go ahead. As you can see, I haven't even cut open the box yet. You guys get to be a part of cutting open the box, so we can see exactly what the fish look like when they come straight from the airport. Now we got to find a utensil to cut the box open with. This may take a second. All right, we got our trusty pair of fancy scissors. You guys don't see this anymore, but when I first started making videos a long time ago, people always made fun of me because I didn't have a pocket knife to open stuff up with, and the knives or the scissors that I almost always did were from my wife. My wife is a scrapbooker, so she has all kind of fancy scissors instead of just plain Dane scissors. So I think I had a pair of scissors that had like owls or something on it. So people kept saying they were going to send me a pocket knife to be able to open it, and no one ever sent me a pocket knife. So here we are again. We're back to the old days where we're opening with fancy scissors. Whoa, it's hard trying to cut open a box and looking through the viewfinder. Let's see if I can keep from cutting my hand off. Whoa, that one didn't work. Okay, so here we go. Everybody keep your fingers crossed. All right, so we're in the styrofoam box here. We're almost there. We've got a heat pack on it, which is probably about a 40 hour, and it's still warm, so it's still good to go. Newspaper covering it up here. And here we go. I see fish moving. That's exciting. I see the fish moving. All right, first bag. These are the these are the Red Phantom Tetras, and as you can see, they have no color right now because they're completely stressed out. I've had these before. Well, I've actually got them here in the fish room. It's beautiful, beautiful fish. It's one you almost never see in the store. So looking, I actually don't see a single dead one in there. So we'll go ahead and get these things and get them floating. Something else, I have decided that I'm not going to quarantine these at work. I'm going to quarantine these here. And as I told you guys before, everything that I sell that's an import, I bring it in and I quarantine it and I medicate it for 2 weeks before I sell it, because I want anything that's going to die off on me. I don't want it to die off on you guys. But since I've ordered so many of these at a time, I want to put them in a tank that is a long established tank instead of the newer tanks at work. Just because it's so many fish at one time, I don't want to absolutely overwhelm the biological filter that's in it. So I've got enough tanks here to do it, so that's what the plan is. And when you order these things, you're never really sure what size you're gonna get. Like those say, I think they said small, and those are pretty young. They're a little smaller than I kind of thought they were gonna be, but that's okay. Next thing, these are the Corridorus Millenni. These things are really beautiful. These are ones that I've never seen in a store before. They've got a really cool black back stripe on them. These guys all look good. I don't see any problems with them. The next one here, these are the bumblebee cats. I don't see a single dead one in there either. Everything is looking good. I'm so excited. And last but not least are the Apistogramma sunsets. These guys are about the normal size when I get them, with very little color. I don't see a single dead one in there either. Yes, we got some super healthy looking fish. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take these things and let's put them in the tank and get them floating. And then once they calm down, I'll show you guys what they look like in the tank. All right, so the first one we have, these are the Corridorus Millennis. Sorry, this tank, the sponge filter needs to be clean because there's tons of particles in the water. But you guys can kind of get an idea. These things are super cool. These are ones I've actually never even seen before. You just see these things in the list and they're to order, and then you look them up and you kind of hope when they come in, they look something like what you actually saw. And these do. These are really, really cool quarries. All right, here we have the Red Phantom Tetras. These guys are a little young right now, so you're not seeing a lot of color that's in them, but they get this really beautiful red. We'll go over there in a second, and I'll show you some of the adults that I have. This is one of my favorite tetras. What I'll start doing is on fish that I get in, again, I'm going to quarantine them for 2 weeks. I think I'm going to make maybe like a quarantine section on the website. That way you can click on there and you can see what's in quarantine and the date that it comes out. And if you're interested in the fish, instead of doing a pre-order, I really don't want to do pre-order in fear that, you know, that something may crash. I'll just put it in there where you can click to remind you when it's back in stock. That way when I put them back in, or put them in stock, it'll actually send you an email that'll allow you to know. That way if you're interested in ordering, you can order. If you're not, then you can just ignore it. So let's go look at the adults. All right, so here we have the adults. You can see these guys are really cool looking. They've got the body shape of like a Serpe Tetra, but they've just got that beautiful red coloring on them. Again, this is one of my favorite tetras, but you can see this is what they look like when they get to be an adult, which only takes, they probably only need a few months before they start showing this kind of color. Plus the other ones are probably still a little stressed out. All right, these guys are gonna be a little bit more difficult to get because these are catfish, and these catfish do not like to be out in the light. I mean, they are just jammed in all of the corners. These are the bumblebee cats. And it doesn't help that there's a bunch of stuff in the water too. So these guys are doing all good also. I think in total of all the fish, I think I only had 3 dead. And I think those were all dead as I pulled them out of the water. This is the next day, so everything is doing really, really good. This is a very, very cool catfish. I'm really excited about getting these. I've never actually had these before. All right, let's move on to the next fish. Then last but not least, we have the Pistogramma Sunset. A lot of these guys are hiding in there. There's a few on top there also. But I think there's about 30 of these guys in here. And as usual with all the different Pistogrammas I carry, they're almost always come in this size. So they don't have hardly any color. It's impossible to tell male from female. But when they grow up, they get really beautiful. And this is actually one that I've never even heard of before. That's part of the reason that I got them. Pretty much any Pistogramma I've never heard of before I try to get. I think they had about 4 different ones, so I'll work on probably trying to order all of those. The difficulty is whenever I order this many fish in, since I quarantine, I've got to have tank space to quarantine, and the more fish there are, the more tank space I need. And so, you know, like the same problem that we all have, we can never have enough tanks. All right, there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed seeing all this cool stuff in. Was so much fun getting these new fish in, actually going to the airport and get them. I hope you enjoyed it, maybe learned a little something if this is something that you're ever interested in doing. You guys got any questions or comments, please leave them down below. So thanks again, guys, and God bless.